morning. It's 4:37 a.m. Today's date is 12/26, 2017. I'm going to come to you from the book of Luke, the chapter 3 and the 23rd verse. And I'm going to read the first two verses. And then we're going to get on the internet and do a little research. And then we're going to get on the internet and do a little research. So, I want to read something else to you in chapter 1 of the book of Matthew, verse 16, if I'm not mistaken. 16 and 17. Here we go, verse 23. Oh, and let me stop. Sister, Caribbean Hebrew, I have not forgot about you. This is actually what you asked me to do. And because what you asked was so, it's not just deep, it's like it's a pressing issue for me and what I believe, but it's also, how do you say it, like it's important, you know. What you asked holds a lot of weight, and I couldn't just come at it just any old kind of way. So when I read it at first, I have to say that I learned a lot of different stuff doing this. Learned a lot of different things doing this. I learned a lot, and I'm glad that you asked me to do this. I really am. Thank you very much, sister. I hope that this is just as helpful to everyone listening as it was for me. Let me first say that I am not trying to pull the wool over your eyes once again. I have nothing to prove. I have nothing to prove. Nothing at all. Okay? It's just me reading the Bible. What I think I'm reading. That's what it's been since day one. That's what it is now. Every once in a while I get a little excited because I think I'm reading something that's groundbreaking. I think Noah having triplets is huge. You know, that's neither here nor there, though. And Jesus himself began to be about 30 years of age, being the son of Joseph, which was the son of Heli. Now let me stop for a moment. When it says being, there's in parentheses after the word being, B-E-I-N-G, and it's as was supposed. So they're assuming that this man was about this age. So he's in his late 20s. And they're saying that this man was the son of Joseph, yes, which was the son of Heli, which was the son of Matthias, which was the son of Levi, which was the son of Melchi. Stop. Now we're going to go to the book of Matthew, St. Matthew, the first chapter of 1. We're going to read verse 16. No, we're going to read verse 15 to 16. And Eliud begot Eleazar, and Eleazar begot Mathan, and Mathan begot Jacob, and Jacob begot Joseph, the husband of Mary, of whom was born Jesus, who was called Christ. Now let's go back to Luke chapter 3 real quick. I want you to understand something. I'm going to try to get it right here really close. This is an old Scofield reference Bible, right? And right here, let's see if we can get it there, if we can get it a little bit closer. I can't see that it's going to say it for you. But it says it's the genealogy of Mary. So, mother of Jesus. But that's not her genealogy. She's not brought up. At no point in junction is she brought up in that bloodline. There's the one that the son of Ahili, the son of Mathat, right? And what I wanted to point out to you is because I think the name Heli is the name Jacob translated in another language, and we're going to get online right now and we're going to figure it out ourselves right now. You see, But what I wanted to point out to you was this: was that the the father of Jacob, right, who was Heli, is Mathan. But it says here that Heli's father was Mathat. And it says that Mathat's father was Levi. But it says that Mathan's father was Eleazar. And it says that Levi's father was Melchi. And it says that Elia's father was Eliud. You understand? So these are names, and I'm not going to say that they're interchangeable or that they're not the same people or that they are the same people. It's just that you would be hard pressed to tell me after I read this to you in the book of Acts. I want to say the 15th chapter. Give me one moment, if I'm not mistaken. And let me see. And it's when Paul go into the city, and there's this maybe it's chapter 13. Let me check real quick. Yep, excuse me, thank you. I'm glad I remember. So chapter 13. Very interesting thing happens with Paul. Very interesting. And I'll get to what I'm getting at here in a moment. This is all part of the problem that we're having within the New Testament. And I believe that the New Testament does this all throughout the New Testament. I'm going to prove my point. This is a point to prove here. Verse 5. And when they were at, this is chapter 13, verse 5 of the book of the Acts. And when they were at Salamis, they preached the word of God in the synagogue of the Jews. And they had also John to their minister. And when they had gone through the isle unto Paphos, they found a certain sorcerer, a false prophet, a Jew, whose name was Bar-Jesus. Listen, which was the deputy of the country, Sergius Paulus, a prudent man, who called for Barnabas and Saul and desired to hear the word of God. But Elymas, the sorcerer, listen, for so is his name by interpretation. Stop right there. His name was just Bar-Jesus. A whole verse ago, or 2 verses ago, in verse 6, at the end of it, his name is Bar-Jesus. At the beginning of verse 8, but Elymas, Elymas. Then his first name was Barjesus. Are you hearing me? So look, what are the chances? What are the chances that if I do this right here on Google, pull up the young Google Esky, and I say, Heli is Jacob, and what language? There we go. 1 second. I'm looking for somebody who actually talks about it. See, because they're all talking about the same thing about the Bible. And I want to see. This is going to make me sad. 1 second. Heli means Jacob in what language? Let's see. I can't get it different. 1 second. Here we go. Let's see. Listen, these guys all say the same thing because they've all read the Schofield Reference Bible, that they all believe it's the. No, that's not true. Listen, the person's name right after is Mathat. Then the other person's name is Mathan. These dudes are using, once again, they're using these little, I don't know how to say it about being nice. They're using a deception where if I don't tell you that they translated it, how are you going to know that I translated it? Right on? You understand? Like, you have to really, 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 really get what I'm saying. Healy names. 1 second. Nope. Translations. Okay, where I'm at right now, the word Healy they're saying means uh, wow, wow, wow. Okay, here we go. We might have something. This is what it takes right here. Listen, Latin form of Eli used in the Old Testament and New Testament. This form of the name is used in most English versions of the New Testament to refer to the father of Joseph, husband of Mary, in the genealogy in the Gospel of Luke. I had to look for this, people. Can you dig it? Eli. Let me see if Eli means Jacob in another language. This is what it takes. Eli mean Jacob. And I wanted you guys to see how I research. This is why I didn't research before. You understand? This is true. 1 second. Okay, listen. Like Eli, they have like these related names. This is like a baby center. We're not messing with baby centers. Here we go with this nonsense. They even though they have it there, even though they have it at all there, like what some of the stuff means, they can't do it. Okay, here we go. The one and only Old Testament Jacob is the son of Isaac and Rebekah, and the twin brother of Esau. After being in battle with the angel of Yah, he becomes the Ark Father Israel. In the New Testament Greek translation, Jacob, namely Iko, is assigned to, besides Ark Father Jacob, Matthew 1 and 2, the only one man, Jacob, the father of Joseph, father by law of Jesus, according to Matthew's genealogy 1:15. Luke traces his genealogy through David's son Nathan, and not Solomon, and as does Matthew, and has Eli as Joseph's father. The name Jacob occurs 27 times in the New Testament. The Hellenized version of Hebrew name Jacob, namely Jacobus, is slightly more common. It belongs to the following men. We're not worried about that. We're getting to the same thing where, once again, they're not going to say that. But if I look up this Elimias guy, right, all they're going to do is tell me that it's a freaking name in the Bible that was translated. Watch. We'll go back to Google because I feel insulted just a little bit. I feel slighted by Google to try to play me. So I'm going to pull up another one. Bar Jesus. Okay. What does the What is the meaning of the name Elamias? Elamias is the biblical name, and Elamias is a magician, a corrupter. See, see what Elamias, also known as Bar Jesus, Aramaic Barshuma, Latin Bariusu, is a Jew in the Acts of Apostles. Listen, they're only telling you that's his name. Do you guys get what I'm trying to say right now? They have no facts to prove that that's a true translation of the name, yo. Man, look, Bar Jesus means son of Joshua or son of Jeshua, right? Elamias, for so his name is translated, opposed him. Elamias is possibly derived from Arabic, alim, learned or wise, and may be used to translate magos. What? That doesn't make any sense. Bar Jesus means son of Joshua. Does that mean, bro? Are y'all hearing me? Are you hearing me? Are you really hearing me? They're gonna tell us that that's what it is by interpretation, and there's no true interpretation of that right there, y'all. They changed Jacob's name for whatever reason. That's not Mary's genealogy. It wouldn't call it Joseph's genealogy also. That's one says Joseph, and then also mind that fact. Let's just go back real quick. The whole point of these, one is to prove the definitive genealogy that goes all the way back to Adam. The other one is to prove which Israelite clan Yeshua actually seeds from, which is the Jehudite clan or Yehudite, and I can prove it simply by reading the very first couple verses of chapter 1 of Matthew. The book of the generation of Jesus Christ, comma, the son of David, comma, the son of Abraham. So they're saying that you come from David, you come from Abraham. One moment, bam. This is a man in the flesh with not a normal soul. I cannot stress that enough. His soul is not normal. Abraham begat Isaac, and Isaac begat Jacob. And Jacob begat Judas and his brethren. Stop once again. Judas is the only guy who's important, so that tells you what clan he's coming from. And Judas begot Phares, and this is once again, it tells you Judas again, so who obviously is important. And Zara of Tamar. Stop right there. The reason why it tells you Tamar, because she was not an Israelite woman. Carrying on. And Phares begot Esrom, and Esrom begot Aram, and Aram begot Aminadab, and Aminadab begot Nasan, and Nasan begot Salmon, and Salmon begot Booz of Rechab. Stop. That means that Rechab is not an Israelite. And Booz begot Obed of Ruth, and she's not an Israelite. We all know that she's a Moabite. And Obed begot Jesse. Now let me just stop right there. Whatever you want to say about this is to prove that he comes from the Jehudite clan. That's all that means. And this one right here, when you go back again, this is just to throw you off, right? It's just that name change. Once again, I just showed you guys how Bar Jesus is son of Joshua. And then somehow Elymas is supposed to be, what did they say? Some kind of enlightened or whatever? It doesn't even make sense. It's like, it's an insult. Learned or wise. How? How could you be calling this dude learned or wise and you're calling him a false prophet and this, that, and the other? Like, it doesn't make any sense. Do you get what I'm talking about? So why would it be beyond the people who wanted to change the text in the first place to change the name of one character? Mathat, Levi, I mean, they can't definitively prove where these people come from. They don't know that. There's a Zerubbabel in this bloodline and in the other bloodline. You know, there's a couple different Melchis, a couple different Mathats and Levi's, and I'm thinking that this bloodline is a more complete bloodline. And what they might have done was, you know how they showed us, like in verse 1 of chapter 1 of Matthew that this is the book of generation of Jesus Christ, son of David, son of Abraham, right? Well, that skipped hella people, didn't it? Excuse my language. It skipped a lot of people, didn't it? Okay, so if it skipped a person here, right, and it skips the people in between, how are we to prove that? This seems like the complete bloodline that he comes from. Just saying. That's neither here nor there. Sister, this Jesus guy was a regular dude in the flesh as far as his flesh is concerned. His soul is not what they want to say it is. That's all I can say. I can't speak any more on it because I don't know anything else. But that's what I got for you. That's what I have for you. We're using Paul to break it all down. We're going to break everything. Remember that Bar Jesus thing. That's huge. By interpretation. And then they tried to break up the bloodline so that way they confuse people. And showed you how they did it at the very first chapter in Matthew chapter 1. They are some slicky ricksters. Please, my people, read this stuff for yourself. Don't take my word for it. Matthew chapter 1, read it all the way through. Luke chapter 3, at verse 23, it picks up. And if you want to read that all the way through, read it all the way through. But I'm telling you, one shows the Jehudite connection, clearly, plain and simple, right, for the Messiah. And then the other one shows the complete bloodline going all the way back to Adam. That's all that it is. Not only am I Jehudite by being obviously a son of Judas, I am an Adamite ultimately. So when it's all said and done, you got to really know what you're about when you're reading this. And I'm not saying that people don't know what they're about, but it's just know what you're looking for. Know what you're looking for. You know, take your time. This is why I don't try to push out a bunch of stuff, because I've learned. I'm slowly moving from one platform to the other. Once everything is worked out on this other thing, I'm gonna help me make the transition. You guys are gonna help me share the information, and it's gonna be cataloged and organized and beautiful, and it's gonna be something totally different. When I say totally different, and you can thank Mr. Ben Judah for that. You can thank him single-handedly for that. So, I appreciate you, my people. Salute you. Love you very much. Good morning once again. Please, 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 do the right thing. The right thing is just knowing that even if you don't love yourself, love the Most High, put Him first, and look for redemption. Ask for forgiveness first and foremost for your forefathers who cannot speak for themselves anymore, and then ask for forgiveness for yourself. I can't ask you to do anything. I can't tell you to do anything. All I can do is insist these things. I insist that you do the best that you can to give alms when you can, not to spread seeds of discord among your brethren or your sister, and do your best to love your people. That's it. The wicked are wicked, and you separate yourself from them, but those that are not wicked, you love your people. With that said, I'm out, and I appreciate every piece of your time. Caribbean Hebrew, thank you. I learned a whole lot. You have no idea how much I learned. I gave up thinking that that's Mary's bloodline. It has nothing to do with Mary. Thank you. I appreciate you. Oh yes, you have helped me grow leaps and bounds with this one. I appreciate you, kind sister. Good day.